What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my Minecraft 1.18 survival let's play. In the last episode, we took the villagers and went ahead and zombified them and de-zombified them to get these super cheap trades, and we did a couple librarians, and over here we did some Fletchers, and then next door we did some farmers who live right there. But in today's episode, we are going to do a little bit of exploring. We're going to head over this mountain that we first climbed over when we found the valley, and we're going to head off in the eastern direction and go and explore the Mesa biome that is over these mountains. So let's go ahead and head on over there. Alright, here we are at the foothills of the Mesa biome. We also have a savanna over here, which is looking pretty cool, but I think what we're going to do is just kind of explore a little bit, maybe climb up to the top of that peak, see what's on the other side. Definitely collect some of the terracotta and maybe some of the different colors too. I really like that red terracotta over there. I think it's pretty cool. And we'll probably also do a little bit of caving. We may be able to find an exposed abandoned mineshaft, which those are pretty sweet. And you also get a much higher concentration of gold ore in the Mesa biome, so hopefully we can find quite a bit of gold while we're here. Another thing we might come across is some patches of coarse dirt, and I really like to use coarse dirt in different pathways, so if we find some coarse dirt we might go ahead and pick up some of that. But then once we are done exploring the Mesa, the other thing that I want to accomplish in today's episode is working on a wool farm. We'll take some sheep and set up a wool farm that'll automatically shear them, and that way we can collect a lot of wheat or a lot of wool, which we'll be needing in the near future. But check this out. This is looking pretty cool. We've got quite a big mountain over here. We've got some of this yellow terracotta, which is pretty interesting, and it's kind of looking like this might be the tallest point of the Mesa. But let's head down this direction a little bit. We might have somewhat of an island right there, which I think that is pretty sweet, but I'm not sure if this is just a big lake over here or maybe if it is a ocean, but we'll have to get a little bit closer. And hey, check this out. Look at that. See that wood right there shows us that we have found an abandoned mine shaft, and there's some rails right there. That's a good sign. We will be coming back to this very shortly and exploring that abandoned mine shaft. Hopefully there's quite a bit of it and we can explore for a while, but let's go check out this island over here first. Alright, we're over here on this island now, and I do believe it is actually a complete island. Looks like there is no touching land on any sides, but that is cool. I think we've got a desert off here in the distance, which is awesome. We have not found a desert yet in this world, but this mesa is huge. It is so cool. I'm loving it. We've got a ruined nether portal right there, as well as a exposed spider spawner, and I want to go check that out because that is super cool, and it is really just like right there on the surface. Let's go ahead and just swim on over to that, and I think that it'll have enough light that it shouldn't spawn any spiders, although we do need some spiders because I've run out of spider eyes, which we need to create the splash potion of weakness, and I'm hearing some spiders, so we're going to be a little bit careful. Looks like there's one right there. Let's see if we, oh man, he got us. Gotta be careful because of that poison effect. Let's see if we can get this creeper. No problem. Let's grab some torches and light this place up a little bit. Got a few zombies stuck behind the rails. For some reason the AI of the zombies, and I think most mobs, they don't tend to like to walk over the rails, which kind of works out in our favor. So let's go ahead and just throw some torches down on the spider spawner. Keep that from spawning any other spiders for now. But we may come back here in the future and turn this spider spawner into a farm in case we need to gather up a lot of string and spider eyes. But I think we're going to go ahead and explore this cave a little bit, check out this abandoned mine shaft, see if there is anything good in here, see if we can find some gold, and hopefully we will come across a couple chests in the mine carts that we can collect the loot out of those. So let's do a little bit of exploring. Here we go. It looks like we have discovered another spider spawner. Unfortunately, I don't think that they are close enough to do a double spider spawner. They have to be fairly close, within like 15 blocks or so. And I think we're being shot through the spider webs. Yes. Let's see if we can make it over here to this guy. Just go ahead and take that guy out. Getting stuck in the cobwebs. But that is pretty cool. We got 2 spawners so far in this mine shaft. So we're going to continue to explore. We still haven't come across any chests yet, but hopefully we will stumble across one very soon. And we have made it full circle all the way back to the spider spawner that we saw at the beginning of the mine shaft. There wasn't too much going on in here. It wasn't the biggest mine shaft I've seen, but it looks like got a little bit of a tunnel with nothing at the end of there. So we're going to continue on around here and make our way over to the ruined nether portal that we spotted over here, keeping an eye out for any other gold or other mine shafts that we can explore. But it looks like we've got 2 gold blocks up there, which is pretty cool. And we also have the crying obsidian. We got a bell, some gold, enchanted boots with blast protection 3, and some enchanted pants with unbreaking 2. So we'll go ahead and grab all of that. And we're going to grab this crying obsidian as well, because we need it for this, the advancement, who is cutting onions. And we're just going to go ahead and grab both pieces of it. I think it's kind of a cool block. Maybe we'll use it for some type of building in the future. We'll grab the gold. And let's go ahead and continue on exploring the mesa, and we might even head on over in the direction of that desert and see if we can find anything over there. But I'm going to craft a boat, and we're going to just head on in this eastern direction and sort of wrap around this island and see what's on that side of the mesa. So it looks like we have some pretty cool hill generation going on. I'm going to just stop right here and grab this sugarcane, because you can never have enough sugarcane in my opinion. But we're looking at this mountain generation, and I think that is looking pretty sweet. Got quite a big hill, nothing crazy like what we've got over in the valley, and there is a mine cart with a chest just over here on the surface. That is crazy. So that's got to mean that there's another mine shaft over here. Look at this. I don't think I've ever seen generation like that before. That's crazy. Well, let's see what we got in here. Not bad. Some gold, some iron, some rails, and another name tag. We will absolutely take that, and our inventory is already getting quite full. We'll just go ahead and toss out some of those things that we don't need, but we will be taking the minecart. We don't really need bones or arrows since we built the skeleton XP farm. We kind of have an unlimited amount of those. But looks like over here we have another chest, which is pretty nice. Oh my goodness, this is insane. There's been 2 different chests on the surface, and we got a good loot in this one too. We're just going to collect all that. And what do we have left? Minecart and some powered rails. Toss out the bones. We don't really need the pumpkins. And we can get rid of the dark oak fences. Let's see what's in this chest. This is crazy. Oh, hey, look at that. A diamond, not bad. A mending book. Oh my goodness. I honestly didn't know that you could find mending books in these type of chests. So we're going to just leave the uh the minecart here, but we are going to take the book, obviously, and the diamond, and we picked up those torches and they went to our offhand. So let's continue looking around. One thing I really like about the Mesa mine shafts is that instead of generating with oak planks, they generate with the dark oak, and I just think that's super sweet. It kind of gives it a little bit of a variation and some uniqueness to the Mesa, which is pretty awesome. And there's that coarse dirt that I was talking about up there at the top of that mountain. And we're gonna head on up there. This Mesa just goes on forever. It's got some pretty deep ravines as well, so we got to be careful where we're stepping. But let's head up to the top of this hill over here. Probably grab a stack or two of the coarse dirt, and then I really am curious to see what's on the other side of this hill. Hopefully the Mesa continues, and maybe we'll stumble across something cool in the desert, potentially even a desert temple, which would be awesome. But let's go ahead and head up here and see what's on the other side. And here we are at the top of that hill, and check this out. This Mesa is incredible. That is some pretty cool generation mix between the Mesa and the desert. And this hill over here is crazy. Let's get a little closer, get a better look at that. But check this out. That is a huge hill with a very significant cave right there. So we're going to continue our adventure, head on over. I really want to see what's inside that cave, and then we will continue exploring the Mesa, probably head up and see what's on the other side of there. It looks like we have another pretty significant cave over here. Let's just take a peek, trying to avoid the floating sand that may collapse. This is a pretty large cavern. Got some glow squids down there. That is cool. I really do love the 1.18 cave and cliff generation. It is pretty amazing. So let's go check out this cave over here, and it looks like we have some more cobwebs and another mine shaft. We'll definitely have to check that out. And here we are walking up to the mouth of this cave, and look at this. This is just so cool. I really love the different types of cave generation, and it looks like this might be, yeah, it's like an underground lake that we've got going on in here. So we probably won't explore this right now. We don't have any type of water breathing potions or anything with us, which would make exploring that cave pretty difficult. But we're going to head up here a little ways, head up to where we saw those cobwebs, and go ahead and explore the mine shaft a little bit. And then it looked like off in that direction there might be a shattered mesa. I think that's what the biome is called, but we'll have to head over there, take a look, see if we can find anything. And I want to explore the desert as well. Looks like the desert might continue off in that direction. I'd love to find a desert temple, but let's go ahead and check out this mine shaft first, see if we can come across another chest or two. And there we go. We're not too far into the mine shaft. We have some rails, some bread, an iron pickaxe. We're gonna leave most of that stuff in there because we don't really need it, but let's go ahead and continue exploring. All right, there wasn't much to that mine shaft, but not to worry. Here we go. We've got some more of the mesa, and I do believe that that is, I think it's called Shattered Mesa or something like that, but we've got a little bit more of a mine shaft here. Have to make sure that we are not missing out on any gold or chests. But once we're done checking out this, there's really not too much mine shaft right here, but I think we're going to kind of go off into this direction, which is south, and see what the desert has to offer for us. Oh, here we go. There is a pillager tower right there. That is pretty good. That can be quite helpful. We're gonna maybe kind of not go too close to it for the time being, because we don't necessarily want to fight any of the pillagers, because if we get the bad omen effect from killing a pillager captain and we take that back to the valley, it would trigger a raid since we have villagers set up. But let's just get close enough. We can get the coordinates, that way we can know where that is, and maybe we'll set up some sort of a raid farm or something. I think that could be kind of cool, but I'm not going to go past the river here. I'm just going to quickly take a screenshot of the coordinates. We'll leave that for later. Of course, got to grab the sugarcane, and I'd really want to explore this desert some more and the mesa. I'd love to come across a desert temple, and hopefully we'll find another mine shaft. But oh, it looks like off in the distance we have a desert village, so we might actually just head over there, and after we go through the village, see if there's anything worth our time, come back and explore this mesa some more. So let's go ahead and head on over to the village. And here we are in the village. We're just going to quickly go through some of these chests. Some of the stuff we probably won't take, like the wheat and the bread, but I do think we're going to take the cactus. We've never found cactus before, or we've never collected it before, I should say. But we'll just quickly go through all these buildings, say hello to the cats and the people who live here. We probably would have had an easier time coming to this village to take some of the villagers, but that's okay. And it looks like we have a coral reef, which is pretty cool. This is awesome. It's just, we're really not terribly far from our valley. I think if we just went that direction a little ways, we would come across it, but that is pretty neat. We've got all the different types of coral and the sea pickles and stuff like that. So that is good to know. If we ever need coral, we'll have to come back here, and we can grab plenty of that. Let's go ahead and finish checking out the village. Then we're going to head back into the mesa. And we're back over here in the mesa from the village. That's just right over there. They didn't really have too much to offer. We took 19 cactus from the chests, and I did some checking, and this biome is actually called Eroded Badlands, which I think is pretty cool. And this biome is just fantastic with all the different little spires of the mesa. And we got another mine shaft here, and another spider spawner even, which is just crazy. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of looting, see if we can find anything in here, and then continue exploring. And hopefully, it looks like the mesa might be coming to an end. I'm not really sure what'll be over that mountain, but I don't think that the desert ended up having a desert temple, which is okay, but we would like to find one of those in the future. We have yet to see one in this world, but it's good to know that we have a desert nearby in case we need some sand. And it looks like we have another spider spawner. There have been quite a few throughout this mesa, but we'll get some torches put down on that. Try to stop these spiders from spawning. And we're going to go ahead, finish exploring this mine shaft, and then we'll head back topside and do a little bit more exploring before we head back to the valley. And I've been continuing on in kind of a south, sort of southwestern direction, and I'm trying to find some more of the desert, but it looks like we have another exposed minecart, so we will take those rails and the name tag And it looks like there's another one right here. We'll just quickly check and see what is in here. Got some lapis, some other rails, a little bit of iron, and we'll leave the rest of that for now. We can always come back. Oh, and that's cool. I've yet to see any of that type of mineshaft generation. When the mineshaft generates within a larger cave or cavern like we have right here, it actually generates with chains to act like it's supporting the pathway, which is super cool. But we're just gonna leave that for now because I want to continue exploring over here in the desert. We went through quite a bit of the Mesa, and it continues on in the east direction for quite a while. I did not find the edge of it, but I would like to explore this desert a little more. And we have another pillager outpost, which is crazy. I'm pretty sure that's another one. Let's head over there and see just to make sure. But yeah, I'm positive that this is a second pillager outpost, which is crazy because that other one isn't too far back behind us. But maybe we'll actually head up into this one and explore it a little bit. We'll just have to be careful and not take out a pillager captain, or if we do, we'll just have to find a cow, because if you take a cow and you have a bucket and you get some milk from the cow, it'll actually cancel out any status effects that you have if you drink the milk. So let's just carefully make our way, taking out the pillagers. Okay, let's see if we can get up up into the tower. And they do have a chest on the very top. So let's take out this guy. Okay, looks like we're safe. A bottle of enchanting, that's pretty cool. Some potatoes and some dark oak logs. But we're just going to take the bottle of enchanting. And so it kind of looks like this desert comes to an end. It ends with the ocean on this side, a savanna over here, and the mesa on that end. We might try this direction just a little bit, see if, oh, that did not work. See if we can find any more desert over there. But then I think that will do it for our exploration, and we'll head back to the valley and start working on that automatic wool farm. Continue on past that little bit of mesa, there is more desert and even another coral reef out here, which is pretty cool. This one doesn't seem to be as dense as the other one. There's just a few pockets of coral, but it is cool nonetheless. So we're going to continue exploring the desert over here, see if we can come across anything. And once I've reached what I think is the end of it, which might just be right around this corner here, then we're going to go ahead and head back to the valley. And we have finally reached the end of the desert. Unfortunately, there were no desert temples. There was a second village which had nothing to offer, but this desert has coral reefs surrounding it on all three sides, which is pretty cool. This is quite a large coral reef, and there's a little bit of an island out there I might go check out. But I think that's going to be the end of our exploration, so we're going to head back to the valley now and start working on our sheep farm. And as I was making my journey back towards the house, I saw in the distance a desert temple. Somehow I missed it as I was exploring that village that's right over there. But let's head on over to the temple, go down and check out and see what there is in the treasure room. but be careful not to set off the TNT trap. So let's go ahead and head on into the desert temple. Once you're inside a desert temple, the safest way is to actually dig out the one of the terracotta blocks, and then I like to just dig straight down, take out the pressure plate, and then place a torch, and then you can safely access the chests without setting off the TNT, which is underneath the floor. So let's see, we got some gold and some emeralds, got an impaling 2 book in there, we got a lure 2 book in that one, and fire protection 3. Not bad loot. I'm gonna go ahead and collect all this, and then we'll continue our journey back home. We're standing here about 1,500 blocks west of the valley. It's pretty much due east from here, and I came across this ruined nether portal here, but then I also saw a desert temple over there, and there's another desert temple right over there, which is crazy. So we're going to head over to both of those, loot those, and got a golden apple and some enchanted tools. We're just going to take the golden apple as well as the crying obsidian from this ruined portal, but then we'll head over to each of the desert temples and see what kind of loot is in those. I think we're going to start over here with this one, so let's head over there and see what is inside. Here we are at the first of the 2 temples, and we've got some really cool savanna generation over here, and there's also a village back behind the temple, but we're gonna head in and safely make our way down here, take out the pressure plate, and we got some emeralds, got some gold, some sand. Not too much great stuff in here, but we'll grab a little bit of this, check out the village, see if anything is worth our time over there, and then go over to the other desert temple. Here we are in the 3rd desert temple treasure room, and we have found another enchanted golden apple. That is fantastic. We'll go ahead and grab that, throw that into our inventory. That's pretty cool. That makes 2 that we have found so far, and not so much any other like great stuff in this temple, but that's okay. That enchanted gold apple is pretty sweet. So now we have raided all 3 of the desert temples. We're going to go ahead and head back to the valley. Now we've made it back to the valley, and I went ahead and put all of our newfound treasures away in the storage room, and I wanted to go ahead and add this enchanted golden apple right next to our other enchanted golden apple. That was looking pretty cool. I'm really surprised that we've already found 2 of those. I think that's pretty sweet. Now the next thing we're going to do in today's episode is we're going to go ahead and put together a little bit of an automatic sheep farm. I've gathered up some of the materials we're going to need to do that. So let's go ahead and head on into the valley, find a good spot to put this together, and get started. So I've cleared out a little bit of an area down here behind the 3 villager huts, and I think this is going to be where we go ahead and set up some of the auto wool farms, and then we'll probably end up building some more villager houses along here facing us. But here's a basic layout on how the auto wool farm will work. We have dispensers, observers, and some redstone dust. And so you take the observer, and we're going to dig out a block right there, and now it's facing into this grass block here. Then we'll take the dispenser and place it facing towards the glass block, or the grass block, and we're going to take glass blocks like this, and this is where the sheep is going to stand. He'll be right here living in this little 1x1 square here. And the last thing is we have to put a piece of redstone dust right there. And so once we bring a sheep into this auto farm, we'll load this up with shears, and when the sheep eats the grass, it will update the observer, which is underneath the dispenser. That'll send a signal to the dispenser, which will shear the sheep. And every time the sheep eats the grass, it'll update that and it'll shear them. And we're going to set up a little bit of so we will use a minecart hopper. We'll put another hopper there, then a rail and a minecart hopper right there. That way, if any item ends up on the grass block, so the wool, it will be collected by this minecart with a hopper and end up in this hopper, and we'll set up a nice collection system underneath all the different modules. So I'm going to go ahead and put a few more of these together, grab some sheep, and then we'll be back once I have that all put together. And there we have it. We have the automatic sheep farm put together. I went ahead and added 4 modules to this, and it's a pretty compact design. I really like it. I don't plan on leaving it out in the open like this. I want to build some sort of building around it in the future, but for now, this is what we've got going, and it's working pretty well. Hopefully we can see one of these sheep. They'll eat the grass once that dirt block updates and turns back to grass. So they'll eat that. It'll automatically grow their wool, and then they will automatically be sheared, sending it into the collection system. And let's just wait here a second so we can see that in action. And there we go, the sheep on the far left, he went ahead and ate the grass. Let's see if this guy will go ahead and eat the grass here pretty soon. But they'll eat the grass, there we go. And then they automatically get sheared because when the grass turns back to dirt, it updates the observer, which is underneath here, automatically shearing the sheep. And then I've set up a collection system down here. The wool gets picked up by the hopper mine carts, drops down through these hoppers into the floor and into this chest. And as you can see, we already have a decent amount of wool so far, 26, and this really hasn't been set up for too long. I'm going to change the way to get in and out of there, but for now we just have a little bit of a dirt staircase. And I realized that the sheep farm is a little bit random and it doesn't really make sense for now, but it will make sense in the next episode. And with that, I think that's where we're going to leave it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos, and please make sure to check out the other videos on my channel. And if you would, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.